Welcome back to the DNX show, and today we got a lot to talk about. We finally have the boy Doc home from his vacation, so we got to talk to him about Motocross of Nations, his vacation, but also in today's episode, we're going to be ranking the top 10 from the 450 class as well as the 250 class, and it should be pretty interesting because Doc said his top 10 is kind of wild. I feel like mine's kind of like pretty normal. I might have some hot takes in there, but we'll get to it. All right. That'll be later in this episode. So make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. But Doc, first and foremost, how have you been, dog? I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks.
It's been close to a month. It's been like 4 or 5 days short of a month since I left my house. It was good. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I thought I was going to be stressed out being that far away. But as soon as we left, it was good. I really needed the break, and I'm ready to get back to it. But we did a week in Disneyland with the kids, which was incredible. It was so fun watching them like let loose and have fun.
Did you go to not Disney World, California Adventures?
Yeah, we did both.
Okay.
We didn't spend too much time there because my daughters wanted all the princesses, so they're mostly in Disneyland, and then my son's huge Star Wars, which is also mostly in Disneyland. So we had a list of things that, rides they wanted to go on, characters they wanted to meet. And so we spent most of our time in Disneyland just making sure that they achieved like the goals that we had for them. And then we had some extra time in California Adventure, which the food over there is just amazing.
I'm assuming you went on the roller coaster. I feel like there's only one roller coaster there that's big, right?
We actually didn't. The kids didn't want to go on it. My wife didn't want to go on it. I did, but my wife advised me not to, with my brain. But that's
actually kind of smart.
We did go on, which I was really surprised. There's like a water ride there in California Adventure.
Okay, yeah.
The one where you're in like the big inner tube.
Yeah.
My kids were like, let's go on that. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure I remember that thing being kind of gnarly.
Yeah, you get soaked.
Keep in mind, my kids are 5 and 7. My daughters, they're like small. So, and they're kind of wusses, to be honest. They're like not, like they're not really like adventurous type human beings. They don't like they're not thrill seekers. But that was really fun. They both were screaming their heads off, and they thought that was the most fun. And then, from there, we spent a week, or not a week, like 3-4 days in San Diego. And I rented a beach house. Like literally, I could open the front door to this place and it was on the sand, like on the water, and it was a private beach.
That's pretty sick.
That was super cool because the kids could just go play, and it was in a bay. So there wasn't really a lot of waves. So the kids could walk in and we didn't have to worry about current or anything like that. So that was nice. That was just 3-4 days so that we could just rest and chill after Disneyland. It's exhausting. And then we did a week up at my parents' house, or 3-4 days at my parents' house, where I was the best man in a wedding, which that was fun. Got to see family and just hang out. And then shout out to Matt. Great wedding. Actually, sick wedding, by the way. And then I was home for 24 hours, and then I flew to Nations. And Nations I was talking to Aaron Plessinger before I went, and I was asking him, like, should I go? Should I not go? Is it actually as cool as everyone says? And AP said, dude, it'll put A1 to shame. Like, it'll make A1 seem like an amateur race. And if you guys have ever been to A1, it's sick. Like, the vibe is off the hook. And so I was like, I don't know, bro. Like, the vibe is insane at A1. He was not wrong. I'll never forget that weekend. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed rowdy. Now, I don't know if this is accurate as I think it is, but they did the parade in the town. And I think that's one of the first time they've done that in ever or a very, very long time. And I thought that was super freaking sick. A lot of people were saying like this nation's it didn't have the same vibe, same feel as other nations, such as like say France, even like last year, or say France a couple years ago, with like the crowd is just on the rails, like hyping everybody up. Where I feel like for the U.S. or the people were saying for the U.S. it was more just cheering on each country individually instead of everybody cheering on everybody. But how did you see that?
There was definitely like their pockets, right? Like there was like which I think is funny that they, like the different countries start out kind of spread out, but they all end up together. Like there was like definitely a France group, like a giant French group, right? And every time a French rider would come by, you could hear like that little circle yell. And there was a German group, which was much smaller. There was a ton of Irish people there, which I thought was like odd.
I couldn't even tell you.
Irish?
I don't even know a rider from Irish.
I couldn't even. I still don't know. But there was a ton of Irish people there, dude. When any of us like Americans were on the track, I mean, you didn't. If you ever gone to an outdoor like a national, sometimes you lose track of where riders are. Mm-hmm. You did not lose track of where the Americans were, because you could hear the crowd cheering like wherever they were all the way. So like if you're like, where's Tomac, you could just listen for the people screaming and all the chainsaws like on the other side of the track, and then it would just, you could hear it coming towards you. And then like all of a sudden it was like the wave in the stadium.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking the wave. Yeah.
It was just like the wave in a stadium, but around a windy track the whole time.
That's crazy. So then you would say that it's not the same as, say, other nations where everybody's cheering on everybody, hypothetically. Because that's what people were saying. They were saying, like, even French individuals were cheering on U.S. when it was in France, and...
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to another nations.
I'm just hearing what I'm saying, like, or what I saw, or whatever.
It definitely felt, because, like, there was a group in front of me, that was all German, and then some Netherlands there, and like they got real loud every time. Like every time Kenny came by, they would almost drown out everything else. And then you could hear the French group, and then there was like I want to say Slovenia. Is that Geyser, right? Yeah. So they had a little group there too, but yeah, I guess it was a little bit more segregated. But dude,
I did see that. I did see that USA, from what I saw on Twitter and stuff, people were saying that when Kenny was going by, everybody was cheering, right? Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah. Practice day, Kenny was ripping, right, on qualifying day. And I think everyone was really excited. Like, everyone I talked to when Kenny was in second was just stoked. Everyone loves Kenny, and he was ripping, and he was kind of hanging with Jet for a while. And then to see him go down in like the second corner and then be last, and he was not just last, but he was like last plus 20, right? Like he was like real far back. So then when he got back up, everyone was screaming for Kenny the whole time. And I feel bad. He was ripping, but
yeah. When he went down, well, it sucks because the first moto when he went down, Langenfelder also went down. And hurt his shoulder. I think it said broken scapula, I believe it was, not a collarbone. But in Germany's hopes were gone instantly, which going off of Saturday, their hopes for getting a top 6 were like on fire after Kenny's performance, right? And I mean, even Team Australia too, though. I mean, Kyle Webster went down both starts, had to go through the pack on both starts. So, I mean, that's pretty good.
I gave Kyle a lot of crap going up to that race that, like, I mean, it's kind of hard to like be equal with the Lawrence bros. Like whoever's that third person is going to be the weak link. So like he was definitely the weak link, but he did a really good job, and he was ripping. He was actually ripping. I mean, I still think if he got a start, there was no way he was hanging with Kai. There was no way he was hanging with Sacha before he crashed. And I don't think he was going to hang with Jay Coop was ripping too.
I think hypothetically, Kyle Webster went from dead last to 12th, I believe, in the second moto.
I think that's where he gets anyway.
I think that maybe 10 to 12, right? Just that 9 to 12 range is his spot. And regardless, so I mean, like, looking back at it, and like seeing what he was able to accomplish, that's freaking fantastic by him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an incredible weekend. I took my dad, and I told him, like, dude, this is going to be sick, right? Like, I don't think he had ever watched a Motocross of Nations, like even on TV. So he didn't really know what to expect. I mean, he'd seen highlights and that kind of stuff, but he didn't really know the concept when we got there. And I also bought us like diamond VIP tickets, like really, really fancy tickets. And so seeing him there, he was calling his friends after the races, telling them how sick it was. You know, like, I mean, dude, the diamond VIP experience is quite the experience. We're out there watching the races, and they had like waiters coming around, like, hey, you need a drink, you know, you need food, bro, you know, you want a little cocktail. I mean, like, I don't drink, but like they're just bringing water or Coke or Monsters or whatever to you the whole day, you know, and you get to go have lunch. Our tent was air conditioned. It had like tons of TVs with timing and scoring on it in there. Incredible. Air conditioned bathrooms. Oh, baby, just peeing in the cold is insane. But that was really cool. Just the whole experience. I kind of set a standard where when we left, I was like, dude, I don't know that I could ever come back to one of these races and not do like the VIP stuff. I mean, it was crazy.
It's hard to go away from that, right?
You go from that to general admission. Oh my gosh, dude, you're just cooked out there. I felt bad because there's like a fence, and then like on this side of the fence, we're all just living life, right? Just enjoying life. And that side, like 2 feet over, they're like pouring droplets of water in their mouth because they've been sitting out there for like 10 days. Funny. I was like, hey man, you need a drink? My bad.
Did you see that for Motocross of Nations in the US for 29, I believe it is? I think that's the next year that we have it. There's rumors that it might be at Millville. That would be so sick. Like, because obviously I went to Millville this year and like we sat pretty high up, and it's not the diamond VIP, but it was pretty nice. All right. It didn't have air conditioning, but it was still pretty nice. Okay. But like at Millville, imagine that with the hills, and like the spectator for Millville is perfect, bro. There's so much that you can go around and watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a really sick Nations if it goes there. Did you like the track? I know it's the same as what this year was, the layout per se, but like, did you like how it was prepped? Did you like what they did with it? And for me, they didn't prep it as deep as, obviously everybody said this, they didn't prep it as deep as a Pro National. So it was very fast. I even thought it was kind of fast on Sunday too, when they didn't really prep it from Saturday. So I thought overall it was pretty good. It allowed some good moments and good racing. But what did you think?
I thought it was sick. I mean, I was surprised when we got there Sunday morning, and clearly they had prepped like a couple areas, you know, like kind of redid some of the jump faces, but like the rest of the track was just ruddy.
And I'm kind of surprised that they did that, because every GP race this year, they've always re-prepped it for the whole track. And then US obviously does that on Saturday to Sunday. So like, I was kind of like, why didn't they do that for Motocross of Nations? Maybe they just don't do that in general for MXON, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was very surprised when I walked up and like the corner was just like a rut fest already, and like it was watered and it was ready for practice. I thought it was sick. I was really surprised, you know. Okay, so Hunter came across the finish line and everyone rushed the podium on the third race. We also went down there. I was very surprised to find out that the track third race, end of the third race, it was pretty warm that day and windy. It was wet. Like the track was like still spongy, and I've never really seen dirt like that. I mean, obviously when they rip it and they just prep it, it's spongy and all that. But I mean, there was a lot of bikes on that track that day. I mean, there was a B main practice, 125s, the 3 motos. Like there was like a lot of racing, and it was still like you could scoop your hand in there and squeeze it, like real spongy. And it felt like that dirt was like 60% mulch that you would put in your garden.
I did see a lot of wood chips. I did see a lot of wood chips.
There was a lot of wood chips in that track, but it held moisture well. The ruts changed. They didn't turn into like a hangtown where it'll get ruts and then it just turns into a freaking concrete, you know? It seemed like the ruts were moving throughout the day. The bumps were, for the most part, not super square edged and like knifey. I thought it was great. I thought the racing was fun. There was a lot of passing, at least from what I could see. Dude, when Tomac passed Everts, I've never heard you couldn't hear the bikes. You literally, I'm not even, you couldn't hear. I couldn't. My watch the whole day was like, hey, bro, you're gonna lose your hearing in like 5 minutes if you don't figure out what's going on.
You want to know a funny story about that? Liam said when Tomac was behind him, he was revving the piss out of his bike, and Liam's like, "Where do you want me to go? I'm trying to stay ahead of you. Like, where do you want me to go? You want me to roll over?" And so I thought that was pretty funny.
Like, everyone always talks about how much Tomac revs his bike, and I've been to a bunch of nationals before, and like obviously Tomac revs his bike a lot. I don't think you realize how much he revs his bike until he's surrounded by like a bunch of EU guys that don't rev their bike. Dude, Buddy is just it's like me playing bikes, dude. He's just constantly on the rev limiter, down the straights, up Godzilla. He's just on the rev limiter, down. He's on the rev limiter.
You could probably hear him across the track just on the rev limiter, because everybody, like all the GP guys, do not do that, like you just said. So like across the track, a mile away, you could hear Tomac just revving it out.
You know how many times Jet went by me and I didn't even know? You can't even hear. It's like we're standing at the big tabletop, you know, with the big American flag, like the big tabletop at Iron.
In the middle. Yeah, in the middle. Just a middle jump.
Dude, first of all, Jet is visually lower than everybody else on that jump. Like, and I'm sure on every other jump, but I feel like it's kind of rare to see, I mean, the caliber of those riders. I could, every single time Jet went across that jump, I could tell he was like a foot or two lower than everyone else. But he also sounds like he's in freaking ninth gear, because you can't even hear the bike, you know, as he comes across. It's just silent. And then, yeah, and then so Jay Coop and Tomac come by, and it's like you can hear him. Tomac's on the rev limiter going into the corner. Dude, there was a time Jay Coop hit that tabletop, and I'm telling you, he didn't let off from up the face of the jump all the way to, like, and it wasn't like he was kicked nose down. He just didn't let off from the, like, it was just the rev limiter the whole time. But
that's crazy. That's Star Yamaha. I mean, even Vegan does that. So I mean, like, they all do it over there.
I mean, you can kind of tell that the Americans ride a little bit different. Like, even some of the other riders that were, you know, riding for the other countries, but they race in America, like they're on the rev limiter a lot more. RJ was on the rev limiter a lot more.
We don't want to talk about RJ. However, I will say this: did you guys hear that he had a nasty crash the day that Jay Coop got announced on the 250? And if he didn't get announced, he was going to bail out because it appears that he broke some ribs. So he was racing with broken ribs. And like, that's crazy.
Did you hear about him casing the finish line jump and messing his wrist up?
No, please, no.
Okay. So this was, when was this? This was practice on Saturday. The Deegan jump, the finish line jump, right? That thing, first of all, that thing's insane. That is the most, I'd rather hit LaRocco's than that. I mean, I've never seen LaRocco's in person, so I might eat my words. That jump's terrifying. But I was standing literally right there. There was a Diamond VIP skybox little spot right there, brothers. And we were standing there and we were watching all the 450. It was like right when they were just not starting, but a lot of the 450 guys weren't hitting that. And it was RJ and Geyser was hitting it, and a couple, like Hunter was hitting it, but a lot of them weren't. Because the track was real muddy at first. So it was kind of when they're starting to hit that. And RJ did it a few laps, and then I don't know what Buddy was thinking. It's like he forgot where he was or something, but you see him go wide in the corner and you can hear him like wide open and sit into the face. And then he scrubs it and he comes up so short, it ripped both of his hands off the bars and like the bike bounced and it ripped both of his hands off the bars and he had to catch the bars again in the air. But I mean, dude, I felt him hit in my chest. He hit so hard, and then you could tell something happened ish because he like rolled the rest of the lap. But then he put a burner in, so I was like, okay, maybe he just scared the crap out of himself. But I mean, he came up like it wasn't like a factory case where they got away with it. It was like, Buddy really came up short.
And I actually hate Motocross of Nations for this because they didn't show practice for that. They didn't show any practice like on TV. So I would love to have saw that. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. They only started showing the 85, 125, or was it 65, 85 or whatever?
Yeah, those kids are ripping too. Those kids are psychopaths. I heard that he didn't break his wrist, obviously, but it was really swollen Sunday morning. So RJ, I mean, did he kind of cost us? Maybe. I still think it's really hard to beat a 1-1-1-3. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to beat that.
I think second was our best.
Right. I think we were second regardless. But that dude tried so hard. I mean, and then you got to think like his ribs are all messed up, his wrists all messed up. This guy was cartwheeling left and right. This guy was on the ground so much, dude. And like he was up immediately and back on and just wide open. And like I was obviously disappointed. It was just sad to see him crashing so much because he was riding so well. Like I think that's what I was bummed at. It would have been one thing if RJ was like 7th and then crashed and went back and be like, whatever, we were out of it. But he was ripping. He came through the pack. He was passing everyone other than Hunter. And like I really felt like was the second best open guy next to
100%. 100%. Like, I thought 100%, that as well.
You know? So that was a bummer to see him like really peaking, or maybe not even peaking, but like him really shining. And then, yeah, but he's watering. He was really wadding himself quite a lot.
So overall, I mean, I think as you just mentioned, I don't think we were getting first. I mean, as much as we hope and dreamed, it was going to be almost impossible.
You needed like 220s from Webster.
Yeah, and that just wasn't going to happen, honestly. But overall, I think USA getting second, they might feel defeated, but I think that was still awesome to see. Shout out to Gifting. Without Gifting, we ain't getting second. So shout out to the boy. He passed Renault on I think it was like the last lap for us to get second and France get third. So, yep, shout out to the boy Gifting.
Was ripping. That boy can ride.
And he also like almost gave USA some hope with Jet crashing, man. Like they just collided. It was a racing incident, but like we almost had some hope. Like that whole moto was based off Gifting for a second. Like
that was really cool to see. Gifting and Panzer, those boys on like non-factory rides, them boys can ride. Like
Panzer full privateer.
Yeah.
On a national team.
Buddy held Tomac up for like 30 minutes.
Dude. You know? He held RJ up too in a corner.
Yeah, I don't mean that.
Shout out to Panzer. I love Panzer.
10 out of 10 brake check, by the way. I mean, maybe it wasn't on purpose, but I kind of think it might have been 10 out of 10 perfectly executed. And I don't mean holding up as in Tomac was way faster and Panzer was just in the way.
No, Panzer was ripping, bro.
No, Panzer was just keeping pace, you know? Yeah, no, it was sick.
It was so sick. But yeah, I think a Nations in general, I thought it was a pretty good Nations. I rated it an 8 out of 10 just because of all what happened on it, like in there, like so much drama going into it. The racing was honestly pretty freaking good. Besides like all three motos.
Yeah, besides
you had one guy. You had one guy just gone, but like the racing besides that was really good. I had to really think for a second, but like in general, it was really good.
If the Lawrence brothers were like 2 seconds a lap slower, it would have been insane because they both made mistakes. Like Hunter crashed a lot, and Fortunately for him, he was like
he had like 15 seconds on the gap. It was crazy.
I would say, in my opinion, Hunter was the best rider there that week, though.
Jet was better. Hunter crashed twice in an open class that if his brother was there, he was gapping him.
I don't know, dude. Hunter looked solid.
Don't get me wrong. It's 1A and 1B right now for
I mean,
the
okay,
Lawrences.
I will say this, that I don't think Jet tried Moto 3.
I think he did. Once he got into third, I think he was just like, I'm settling.
Because he pushed, and then that tabletop we were at, he comes over, throws a whip, and then, I mean, like, he's in, like, charge mode, right? Like, lean forward, scrubbing, like, all this. Looks over, sees Tomac, sees Hunter, and you could, like, literally see him just let off and just chill the rest of the He's just like, we won, you know? Like,
that's what I was thinking,
next
too.
corner, he just sits up and cruises the rest of the time.
Yeah. I thought for a split second there, I thought he was going to go after Eli to go like 1-2 to finish it off and just be like, F you guys, right? But, I mean, if you really think about it, USA guys dominated the weekend. Let's be real. Hunter, Jet, Eli, Joe. I mean, RJ was riding great. He should have been there. Like, Joe needs to be on 450 Kawasaki 50 mil right now. Take Prado's spot.
Joe.
He already has a Fox deal.
Dude, he looks so good. Like, I was really hoping he was going to look good, you know, and I think I said this as we were coming into it, that I thought he was going to be really, really good in a 450. Dude looked so good. Like he belonged. Ripped starts, hung with everybody, got passed, repassed, you know, like had a lot of fight in him. I don't know, dude. I think I'm just saying this right now. Listen, I don't want to be a Deegan. I'm not a Deegan hater. I really like him. I don't think Deegan does that on a 450. I don't think
you're on crack. He's doing that. You're on crack. He's 100%. If he got in the open, he's winning the open. Okay, maybe not winning. He's second place. He's closer to Hunter. He's closer to Hunter than Joe is, hands down. He's 100% closer to Hunter than Joe was.
It's so hard to know because after seeing Deegan ride in person a few times now, part of me is like, dude, Deegan could have won that open MX2 class. Like, but then I saw Hunter. Deegan could have got second in that MX2 open class.
But I was going to say, like, what if then? That's like a what if scenario. But, like, if he's in there, Hunter might not get a start. You know what I mean? And he might be able to win.
But then I look at Kai, and I'm like, okay, Kai was ripping. Okay, first of all, nobody has sauce like Kai. Nobody was throwing it like Kai over that jump. The only other person that was, like, tossing it that hard over the big jump in the middle was Orland. I forget his first name.
I know who you're talking about. He raced in the US a couple times.
Yeah. For Team Israel, dude was saucy the whole time, like legs off, just absolutely cranked. But I don't know. Kai kind of stopping at that like 6th through 8th was kind of surprising. He did have to come from kind of far back.
I will say that this track was more 450-ish with the hills, with the high speed, and like the start was so 450 favorite because it was so deep and long, and like it was kind of hard for a 250 to even get a top 5 out of that. I don't even think 250 was top 5 out of the starts. I think it was all 450 guys, and they kind of got buried and had to push through the pack. So, but Kai was ripping, best 250 guy in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
2 years in a row.
Like, that's what I'm kind of like. It's hard for me to think like, okay, Kai, absolutely ripping. Do I think that Deegan is fast enough to put like, because I think third or second was like what, 30 or 40 seconds ahead of Kai? Do I think Deegan's that much faster than Kai? No. So like,
I think it all depends on starts. I really do. Like if Kai got a better start, he's 5'6".
Yeah.
Especially in the open class.
That's why I was surprised in the MX1, MX2, like the first moto, Jet was gone. Like from where Jay Coop was in 10th, I mean, we're talking like a half a track, dude. Like absolutely just on a different planet.
Well, as Scott said in our review, he's an alien. He's 100% an alien. So is Hunter. They're both aliens, and they're freaking really, really good.
You see that little thing where Jet was jumping and then preloading and going over the little roller?
Yeah, that was so freaking sick.
I'm really surprised more people weren't doing that. Like, it seemed from the Diamond VIP tent, okay, not on a bike, it seemed so doable. And I think it must have just been sketchy afterwards, because I couldn't really like the bouncing and then hitting the top of it really for these guys. I mean, I see like Tomac and Jet were both jumping the braking bump over the roller before the middle jump. You know, they were both doing that, which to me, that seemed way sketchier than what Jet was doing. But like, it seemed pretty forgiving that like, if you came up short, as long as you were nose high, you were kind of fine doing what Jet was doing. I was really surprised more people weren't doing that. But yeah, I don't know. Incredible. I would rate it 10 out of 10. Honestly, I was telling my dad, I need to figure out a way to like 5x my income so I can never miss a Motocross of Nations again, because that was incredible.
I was about to say, you about to go to every Motocross of Nations from here on out?
Dude, I already looked at flights. Their name was like, dude. But again, I can't, like, after going Diamond VIP, I'm not gonna go to France and stand for 3 days. Guys, if you've never gone VIP, listen, spring for it once. It is something special. You get in early because you got nice VIP parking right next to the pits. Like, literally, I parked right next to Honda. And then you get out, you're in the venue, and then when the venue leaves, bro, you're at the restaurant because you know you're going to dinner right after, like an hour and a half before everybody else. By the time I'm finishing up dinner, there's a whole line of people wearing Tomac shirts, you know? It's crazy.
So in general, for this year, I know you just gave it a 10 out of 10 for Moto, MXON or whatever. What would you rate this year as a whole?
We're talking soupy outdoors.
Soupy outdoors. You can even throw some GPs in. I know you didn't watch too much of GPs, but like, I think for me, kind of our first year ever doing this together, obviously, but like also just like watching every single thing possibly, I would give it an 8 out of 10, man. There are so many different storylines, so many things that happen throughout the year. Like, I'll just say a couple in each series for me personally, right? Like, for Supercross, you had Chase and you had Cooper go down to the last race. Like, you had the drama with the injuries, right? You had Deegan getting arrested, right? That all happened in Soupy, right? And then for Moto, you had Prados with Kawasaki not even trying to qualify at Budds Creek, which is insane to me. You had Jet Lawrence winning a chip. You had Chase Sexton going down multiple times. Crazy, right? And then for MXGP, you had a rookie almost win a championship. You had Kai and Lingenfelder go down to one lap to determine the championship. So many different storylines that I really didn't tap into in MXGP like too much. Obviously, we watched reactions and stuff like that, but like, there are so many different things that I wish I would have tapped into knowing now what they were. But overall, I think it was a great year of Moto, just in general.
I would say, first of all, I love doing this channel because this channel really, I think, revived a lot of my love for the sport. Like you said, we watch every race. We're following, like, we've got to know a lot of the riders in GP. So now I want to watch, to see how they're doing. We've got to know a lot of the riders here, which has made it a lot more fun. I would say like an 8 or a 9. Like, I want to leave room for but I mean, it was Supercross was, I think, a lot better than outdoors. But even outdoors, it wasn't too much of a snooze fest. Some of the weeks were. The 250 class was always fun. Yeah, it was good. I would say an 8 or a 9 for sure. GPs is fun. Those guys are, dude. Okay, I know we're going back to nations. It's okay. Dude, those freaking EU guys and their line choice, they do some weird things, but it works. And it was like, whoa, that was you go down in front of the mechanics area and then the 180 back onto the start straight. Dude, they're all okay. There was like an inside rut that they were all doing. Fevre does this goof. It was the strangest thing. It was before they put the outside rut there. Fevre goes like outside, like slides and then wheelies over the rut. like the inside rut, it was the most creative.
Like if you watch Fevre all year, you'll know that he does that very often. He cuts the corners, slides his back end out, and slides around the corner to get a different angle than everybody else.
Dude, it literally, my mouth, I was like, dude, that was sick, you know? I like hitting my dad, like, dude, did you just, like, everyone's going inside rut. He just goes outside, wheelies up over the rut, and then makes an inside pass on somebody. I was like, dude, that was money. He was pretty impressive to me as well. I mean, they all were, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, this year was great, bro. And now, talking about how great it was, we got to do some rankings. That's what we got to do. And it was extremely hard. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie with everybody here. Like, first off, I have 27 guys here on my list for 450s. I have 28 guys for 250s, and trying to dwindle that down to top 10. Jeez, man, it was very, very tough. But we're gonna do this at the same. We're gonna say 450s and 250s at the same exact time here. And do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
All right, I'll go first. All right, I'm gonna get some honorable mentions.
Oh, yep.
This is gonna. I got 5 honorable mentions for each class.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do mine too.
I'm gonna tell you my. I'm gonna tell you my honorable mentions for 250, and then I'll tell you my 10th place. And I'll do honorable mentions for 450, and then I'll tell you my 10th place. Okay. This is crazy. This is gonna tell you this. Okay. Honorable mentions. I have Levi Kitchen.
Jeez.
Marshbanks.
Sheesh, what?
I have. This one's gonna piss a lot of people off. I'm very sorry. I have Hymus. I have Juju. I'm combining for the US guys. I'm combining soupy and outdoors. Okay, like
yeah. Yep.
And then for my last honorable mention for 250, I have Adamo, which also I think is kind of crazy.
What?
I know.
You have Adamo in honorable mentions?
I know, but I know. My bad, bro. I don't know.
Wait, so is Chance Hymus was your other one that you mentioned?
Yeah. So I had Adamo in the top 10, and then I realized I didn't have Vial in the top 10. And I was like, he won the soupy chip. I kind of have to put Vial in there. So yeah, I don't know. Okay. For 10th, I have
Hold up. What's your honorable mentions for 450?
Okay, honorable mentions for 450. I hate this for me and for you and for everyone. Okay. I'm going to go least hurtful down. I think these two guys don't get enough credit. We've already talked about them a little bit. I think that both on privateer efforts, they're incredible. Gifting and Pantsar. I think they're right there. Could be. Okay, this one's crazy, but he's terrible in outdoors. Cooper Webb.
Okay, Cooper.
I'm sorry, Cooper Webb. And then I have AP and Ken Roxon. AP, I think, deserves to be in the top 10, but he didn't finish the season. Kenny, same kind of thing. I think deserves to be in the top 10. I mean, Ken Roxon could be 3rd or 2nd on this list, but they both didn't finish the season, and so I don't really know. I'm kind of judging them like today where they're at, right? Like Kenny got hurt. I think he could have gone like 2nd overall in his.
Kenny could be top 3 outdoors every year, but he doesn't do it.
I definitely think AP healthy deserves to be top 5 in this because he's top 5 in both of our in soupy and outdoors every freaking year. Where they're at right now, I don't know. Webb also, I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard.
That's fine. Okay, anyway. Before you get into the top 10s, let me do my honorable mentions, all right?
Yeah.
So for 450s, I also have Cooper Webb. I think he's on the cusp of getting in. He was my 11th guy. So, I mean, Supercross Demon, outdoors, he's just like an 8th place guy. And like, there's other guys, I think personally, that are just, as of right now, just kind of better than him outdoors. I also have Ken Roxon. My thing with Ken Roxon, though, is like, if he wanted to, he could be top 3, like I mentioned, outdoors. He just doesn't do outdoors. And I don't fight him for it because like of those, like his injuries and stuff, like whatever. Like, but I don't think you could put him any higher than for me. I have him 12th because of that circumstance. I also have AP. Same kind of situation there. I think like he finishes outdoors, he'll probably be 9th for me, 9-10 in that general area. He struggled a little bit in Supercross. That's okay, honestly, but his outdoor skills is by far 10 times better than I would say Soupy. Another guy that I have on this list, two other guys that I think are pretty prominent that should be maybe on the cusp is Koldenhoff. He got 3rd outdoors in MXGP. I have him 13th. I have Malcolm Stewart as well. And those are like my top 5 honorable mentions for 450s. Shout out to Prado. He could be on this list top 10 if he actually raced. He did not try to qualify. So for 250s, honorable mentions here. I also have Chance Hymas. And if he doesn't get hurt, he's probably top 10.
Well, we'll never know.
He still needs to do a little bit more in Supercross, I think, in my opinion. Another guy that I have on this list is, a guy like Jalik Swoll, who hurt all year. I think he is a title contender next year, in my humble opinion. In both Supercross and outdoors, I think he's a title contender. But he's hurt all year, so I can't really just think about that. A couple guys that hurt me, Candom and Mikkel, like they're on the cuffs of being top 10, in my opinion. Like they are right there. And I think next year they will be in my top 10 250 class. And then my last guy, I would say, is probably going to hurt the most to Doc here. And I'm sorry that I have to do this, but it's Cole Davies. And the reason why I have Cole Davies as an honorable mention, I actually have him 11th. He got 3rd. All right, he got gifted the first place. Okay,
what does the record book say, brother?
But we never really saw him outdoors. Right, we saw one moto of greatness, and we saw some greatness in Supercross. But how does that translate? That's why I have him on the cups of getting in. He's an 11th for me. So those are my honorable mentions.
Understand.
So next year he's probably top 5. Honestly, so maybe top 3, maybe 1, because Deegan's out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are my honorable mentions. But okay, go for your top 10. Here's your 10th.
250. You have him as an honorable mention. I have Mick Harrop.
Okay, I like that.
I think he's one of the better 250 outdoor guys. I guess it's kind of hard to put him there. Didn't see much in Soupy. Didn't see him at all in Soupy, right? He didn't race Supercross, right?
He didn't race Soupy.
I think, like you said, title contender next year on 250 for sure.
I agree with that.
I mean, Buddy got thrown into the 250 class and was top 5 until he crashed.
I agree that he's a dark horse as well to win that chip.
For 450, I have RJ Hampshire.
That's fair.
I think that, again, once you guys see the list, I know people are going, but once you see the list, I think it's going to make it makes sense. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good one.
I agree with you on 450s. I have RJ in 10th. And my reasoning for that is he was a top 5 guy, right? All outdoor season on a 450. Top 6 guy, all outdoor season on a 450. Supercross, he was pretty damn good in Supercross on a 250. He almost won the title, but then when he went to SMX, he was also really damn good, right? And so I think he will be a top 7 guy next year in Supercross. We don't count the Motocross of Nation crashes. Get that out of your brain. Get that out of your brain.
Yeah, get the crashes out of the way. He was the second best guy there in Open.
Yep. And for my 250,
broken ribs.
I have a 250 guy here that you have as honorable mention. And I put Garrett Marchbanks. Because Garrett Marchbanks was very consistent in Supercross. He was very consistent outdoors. And I think him being in 10th is probably right in the right spot where he should be, right? There could be some other guys that could maybe potentially overstep him, but I think he was just more consistent this year compared to the other guys that I left out.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, so far off to a pretty reasonable start here, Chad. Just wait, though. There's still time. Don't worry. Okay, we're going to 9?
Yep.
All right, this is actually my surprise chat. I have Cole for my 250 9th rider. I think, for me, his Supercross ability is carrying him here. I think he's great in outdoors, but we only saw him for a few rounds. And the first round, it was his first outdoor ever. Didn't do great. did great the next one. Supercross, he's a freaking psychopath. So right now, I think this is a good spot for me. I think he's better than Harrop in Soupy, obviously. I think even if he raced, we haven't seen Harrop race, but I think Cole is better than most of these guys in Supercross, to be honest, but didn't get to see a lot of outdoors. I think that's good. I foresee him going much higher. For 450s, I'm kind of just basing this. Okay, remember, I didn't watch a ton of MXGP. I did watch quite a bit at the end, and then I was at Nations. I'm basing this off what I saw. I have Tim Geiser.
Tim Geiser in 9th?
Listen.
I mean, it's not far off from where I have him, but still 9th?
He's coming off injuries, right?
Yeah. He was the third best guy in the GP class.
You'll see. You'll see. I'm looking at my list here. Like, I was trying to answer that. Like, who is it? But again, I think I can justify this looking at my.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you can justify it, that's fine.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, for me, for my 9th place for 450s, I have J Coop, and that goes along with RJ. They basically finished right next to each other every single race and outdoors, and I think Justin Cooper just had a little bit more consistency, right, for the championship outdoors. And then also in Supercross, J Coop was really, really good. Same with RJ, but RJ was on a 250 in Supercross. I think that why gives J Coop a little bit of a nudge. But also, you can interchange these guys. They can go 9-10, 10-9. Like, literally, they're the same rider, and they're 9-10 on my list. For my 9th place in the 250 guys, I might want to flip this with my 10th place guy here. So I'm going to. So I have Marchbanks in 9th, who I've already talked about. I'm going to put Levi Kitchen as 10. Right? And why I say that is because Levi Kitchen probably should have won the East Coast Supercross Championship and then absolutely torpedoed himself into a roller. And then outdoors, he got 4th in the championship behind Garrett Marchbanks. So I feel like it's not fair to Garrett to put him below Levi. So that's why I flipped him. So Garrett 9th, Levi 10th. Now,
I was gonna say, the thing with all these guys is, like, Levi could be second on this list if he didn't torpedo himself, right? Geiser, I tell you what, Geiser in qualifying, his like qualifying time lap, I've never seen. It was art. It was the most beautiful. Buddy was on rails. That lap alone could have put him at number 1 for me. It was the coolest. His style, the way he flowed is amazing. But yeah, all these guys, I feel like you could kind of flip flop around. All right, for 250, 8th, I also have the guy you just mentioned. I have Levi. I think it's kind of hard for me to put
Wait, you put Garrett Marchbanks on honorable mentions and put Levi 8th? You're on crack.
Yeah, I see this. I understand. Yep. I think I made a mistake. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna stand on my business. Okay. I understand that this could be wrong.
Oh, it's definitely wrong. It's definitely wrong.
We're going to move on. This one I don't think is wrong. You're probably going to be upset about it, but I have J Coop at 8. I have J Coop over Geiser because I think if J Coop's on a 450, I mean, he almost beat him on a 250, low key. If J Coop's on a 450 at Nations, he beat Geiser, 100%. If RJ was going to beat Geiser, J Coop was beating Geiser for sure.
I have no fight for that because I like that pick. All right, I like that.
That's where we're at.
And J Coop also raced 32 rounds. He raced every single moto, every single race.
But he has to be so tired.
So tired. He needs a vacation ASAP, but he still raced the World Supercross. So
yeah, take some of them chicken nuggets money and go on vacation, bro.
Okay, for my 8th place, I actually have the MXGP champion. That is Roman Fevre. And I might get flack for that, but I personally believe that 2 guys that I have ahead of him, 3 guys that I have ahead of him, are necessarily better and probably could have won the championship if they were healthy. And now they're healthy, and you can see that they are better. and that's why I have him. As of right now, my power rankings, I have Febvre 8th. Don't roast me for that. For my 250, I got Seth Hammaker. I mean, Seth put on a great performance, Supercross. He should have won. RJ took him out. He should have won that. Okay?
I don't hate that.
Motocross, was he maybe not as consistent as Garrett? Maybe a little bit. Shout to Gary. But I think Seth just towards the end of Moto, Supermoto, and Supercross, you got to look at it as a collective here. I think he did really well, and I think he's in 8th place for me.
Yeah, I guess if we're basing this, I just made some changes here, because if we're basing this off of,
it's everything all year.
Yeah, like this year and not what I think. But the thing is, I kind of keep thinking like next year, how they set themselves up for next year. But we're not doing that yet, Chad. That's a
future one.
But I still stand by what I said. So we're at 7, right? So I have Seth at 7. Obviously, outperformed Levi and Soupy. Would that have happened if Levi didn't wad himself? We don't know. I kind of think it may have still. Seth was riding incredible. Outdoors, a little bit of a shrug. And then I also have Febvre in 7th.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's one spot off of me, and you call me crazy.
I mean, yeah, I know. But when I look at the guys above him, I mean, it's crazy to call the GP champ 7th, and then like obviously we're putting some of the GP guys above him.
I will
even though, yeah, I mean, I am too. But I think there was factors in that GP season that didn't really like. Obviously, he won. He deserves it. But had those factors not happened,
Hurling's crashing or Hurling's being hurt in the beginning. Guys are crashing out. Lucas had broken arms at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hurling, but I'll give you a little stat. Hurling's had the same amount of wins as Febvre, and Hurling's did like 10 less races.
Yeah, Hurling's is my dad. So yeah, that's what I have for 7th.
That's fine. For my 7th place, 450s, I got Geyser. What I just said, I think he most likely wins that chip if he doesn't go down in Switzerland. He would dominate. He was already up 50, 60 points, mind you. He was already up 60 points on that championship. So he wins that. And he came back and he was still right there with Febvre, like when he came back, right? And so Geyser's right there. There's not more else I have to explain about that. And then for my 7th place for 250s, my first GP guy here, I got Sasha. Now, was he a little inconsistent with some crashes? Yes. But that boy can fly.
And that boy can ride.
Dude, he is so fast. I think next year he's going to be in a great position to win that championship. And he was one of the best 250 guys this year. And maybe one of the best starters I've ever seen race a 250, dude. That guy literally pulled the whole shot 10 out of the 20 rounds.
Yeah, that boy can ride. And yeah, my list. All right, 6th. This is an interesting one. Tom Vial.
Okay, that's not bad.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. He's the 250 champ, Supercross champ.
But there's guys better than him.
There's guys like, okay, for instance, let's talk about Satya. He comes over and races Supercross. I think he can hang with Tom.
That's a lie. He's never raced Supercross before in his life. Bro.
I mean, no, I mean like, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't know.
Doing that.
It's a hard one. I think Sasha beats Tom outdoors for sure.
This year, I do agree with that.
If he stays on bike.
Yes. Even if he doesn't, he probably would still beat him.
Dude, that kid was, before he crashed, the kid was ripping. I mean, I think he was going.
He was catching Tomac.
He was going to win. Yeah, he was going to win both his motos, probably past Tom. I mean, kid was on fire. I think Belgium, low-key, could have won.
If he doesn't crash out 6th, most likely.
Belgium had a much better chance at winning than I think US did. But, yeah, so that's who I got for 6, Tom. Sorry, Tom. You're going to hate my guts for this. I have Chase Sexton at 6.
I already hate it. He's not 6th.
The only other place he could go is 5th.
That's a lie. It's a
It's
lie.
not. The only other place he could go is 5th.
I'll explain my reasoning when we get to him because he's still far off for me. All right.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm looking down my list. Not first, not second, not third, not fourth, maybe 5th. You can make an argument for 5th. I can make an argument for 5th. In fact, I had him 5th and I switched him because I wanted to. Okay.
He's not 6th or 5th. He's way higher. For my 6th place for 250s, I got Adamo. All right. I can't believe that you left him off this list because one, he just got 3rd in the championship. He won a bunch of motos. He's 100% one of the best 250 guys in the world. And he beat Sasha in the championship, and I have Sasha and 7. Like, how can I not put Adamo on this list if I have Sasha on this list? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't have the greatest Motocross of Nations. His team was already kind of not that great going into it because also Tony Cairoli broke his hand. So I'm like, it's whatever. He was still riding phenomenal all year long. So he's top 7 for me, aka 6. For my 6th place 450, I got Sasha's brother, Lucas Kunin. And the reason why I have him here, he has same amount of wins as Fevra. All right. Second, he doesn't have broken arms to start the year. He possibly could win this championship. He almost did win this championship. He's a rookie, and he was dominating all year long. He was really good at Motocross of Nations, even though, like, that's just a one-off race. But, like, he's the real deal, and he's going to be scary for the next few years before he comes over to the U.S. in 27 with his brother and Kai. But that's why I have him 6. I have him above Geyser because he was there the whole year. I have him above Fevra because although Fevra is great and he's a champ, I still think a few guys were faster than him and just a little bit better than him. But still props to Fevra. Don't get that wrong. But Lucas, 6th place. That might be a little biased after what I watched all year, but I don't know.
I think it's low.
You think that's low? I think that's perfect spot.
I think that's crazy.
Nobody's beating these top 5.
The other person that we haven't talked about, I don't think he's on your list or my list, but was ripping at Nations is Valin.
Oh yeah, Valin's goated.
Absolutely,
rookie year, 3rd place for France. He got 3rd overall in the MX2 class at the Nations. He's won a qualifying race. He got a podium this year. He's a dog.
Okay, yeah, absolutely barking. So we're at 5th, right?
Yep.
250. I have Sacha at 5th. I think after what I saw at Nations, that kid's him. That kid.
He just needs to stay on the bike, man. Nations basically sums up his whole year.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because I told my dad, because my dad doesn't watch GP, so he didn't know who he was. And I was like, hey, I pointed at Sacha. I'm like, before qualifying, like, that kid's going to rip, and I guarantee you wads himself. Just saying. But, like, that kid's going to absolutely be him. Dude, some of the things that kid was doing, the Kunin brothers, they gained a fan in me over the weekend. I tell you what, honestly, a lot of the GP guys did. I'm very much
for the Kunin brothers. Like I said, 2027, both brothers most likely will be in the U.S. And even Kai, after what I watched on an interview, his contract is up next year, and he wants to go to the U.S. So all 3 of them move over in 1 year.
That's a lot of talent. That's a lot of talent coming over. Yeah, so that's what I have for 5th for 250s. Again, I did say you could kind of flip-flop these two, 5th and 6th. I have Tomac for 5th.
I don't mind it at all because that's where I have him. I have him for 5th. I think he's the 5th best guy. We watched how good he was at Nations, but also just all year long. Like, he was consistent, top 5 guy. He did pretty good in Soupy before he got hurt. And he won a race in Soupy before he got hurt, right? And so, like, if you put Tomac against the world, like, what he does is top 5 every single time, right? And most likely a podium. But there's also 4 other guys that are just better than him right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Sexton obviously could be a lot higher. He should have won that Supercross season. Did great outdoors when he was there. coming back. I mean, didn't do great at Paula. The heck were you doing? And then did great when he came back until it went south. But it went south a lot. I don't know. And he made some dumb decisions in Subi. But
for my 5th place for 250, I have Tom Vial. And the reason why I have him, 2-time champ, he's outdoors. You know what to expect from Tom. Consistent, top 5 guy, top 4 guy, most likely. It's most likely a podium every single time he's out there, potentially. This year's a little bit off for him, I think. I think it was just everything with the KTM going on with the bike, because even Chase obviously had issues. He had issues. RJ had issues. Like, everybody had issues with that KTM this year. But he still went out there and performed as best as he can. And I still think Tom Vial on a 250 is one of the best riders in the world, regardless of who's out there racing, right? Go back 2 years ago when he raced 250s at Nations. He got 2nd place in a moto on a 250. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
boy can ride.
Yeah, he can ride. He's my top 5 guy, like, hands down for 250s.
I think that's fair. For 4th, I feel like I didn't really get to see a lot of this guy, but I think you have to put him there. It's Langenfelder, MXGP or MX2 world champ. I kind of feel like I have to put him there for winning the chip. I didn't get to see a lot of him.
He was sneaky consistent all year.
Right.
Very sneaky consistent.
Obviously very good. The top 3, I personally think are better. For 4th in 450s, I have Lucas. Because, listen, I wanted to put Tomac here. And listen, chat, I am really trying not to be a glazer here for Tomac. I wanted to put Tomac here, but I think Moto 3, Motocross Nations, we got the best version of outdoor Tomac that we've seen all year. But he was doing Tomac things. If Lucas didn't wad himself in Moto 3, Tomac doesn't catch him.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Tomac did go 11 to 2nd in that last race.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Based off Moto 1, when Jet got around Lucas and was gone, but Lucas was, in my opinion, the 2nd best guy there that weekend. And I know it's just one weekend, but I definitely think we got, or the 3rd best guy because Hunter, but I think we got the best version of Tomac outdoors that we got all year in that 3rd moto, and I don't think he catches Lucas.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's my thoughts. I hate that for me.
That's crazy. For 250, 4th place is Simon Lingenfelder. I've already talked about how he was super consistent all year. He won the championship, and I will hope that he is better too, because he crashed at Nations, broke his scapula, so I hope that he's okay. And then for my 4th place 450, I got Jeffrey Hurlings. And the reason why I have Hurlings in 4th is if he was healthy, he most likely would have won this chip or went down to the wire with Geyser for the chip in MXGP. He had the same amount of wins as Fevre and Lucas with racing like half the motos. He won 3 in a row to end the year. He didn't win Australia, but he won 3 prior to that. I mean, the guy's on rails. It's insane how fast the guy is when he's coming off of injuries. I mean, as soon as he came off of injuries, like, he was battling with wins. And yeah, that's why I have him 4th. And if he was at Motocross of Nations, I personally believe that Netherlands most likely be on the podium.
Yes.
So
yes.
For 3rd, top 3 here, 450s. For 3rd place, I got Hunter Lawrence. And let's be real. For my understanding, let's be real here. For Hunter, for 3rd, for me, okay? There's 2 guys, in my opinion, that are better than him, which I'll get to. However, Hunter did have a fantastic year in outdoors. He did crash out of Supercross. Okay, he did. Mind you. So with that being said, he still had a fantastic year. Came up a little bit short in the Motocross Championship. Came up a little bit short in the World Supercross Championship back-to-back years. And next year, he's going to be a demon once again. And he's going to be great. And he's a top 3 guy in the world. And we saw that on display in Motocross of Nations. For 250s, I have Joe Shimoda. And Joe didn't break in hand in Supercross. He most likely wins that championship. I know it's a bold statement, but I think it's true. Outdoors, Deegan did get the best of him, but he did finish 2nd place. Supercross and Super Motocross, he won the thing. All right. Now, most of you guys will say he got lucky. He still won the thing. The record book will say he won, and he got $500,000. So with that being said, I think Joe is the third best 250 guy in the world.
Yeah. Okay. I also have Joe at third. I really want to put him second. Or honestly, I think you could make a case for first, because I also think he wins the Supercross chip if he doesn't break his hand. He almost won, and again, like, we don't know what that would have done to his outdoor season, because it wasn't like Deegan didn't really run away with that outdoor chip. I mean, there were some races he was just gone, right? But there was a lot of races that Joe was there. Joe beat him. And like, I really wonder, and again, we're just speculating here, of course, but like, if Joe doesn't break his hand, I think Joe wins that chip. I think Joe goes into outdoors with a ton of momentum, and that championship's a lot closer. Maybe Deegan still wins, and then, Joe won SMX. I mean, who knows? Okay, all I'm saying is I could put Joe, I could make a case for any of the top three, I think. I'm going to go with third, which I feel like is disrespectful, and I'm sorry. That's where I'm going to put him. For 450, it's Jeffrey Hurlings, bro. It's not even close. Of course, it's Jeffrey Hurlings.
It's not even close. Are you kidding me?
It's Jeffrey Hurlings.
It's not. Hurlings is fourth, man. It's like one spot. It's one spot, but
it's not even close, brother. It's Jeffrey Hurlings. I think Jeffrey Hurlings is mopping Sexton outdoors.
No shot.
And obviously Sexton's gonna mop him indoors. But I just think, dude, I don't know. I think Hurlings is just still that guy. I just do.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, our list is kind of crazy already. I'll stay in the second spot here for 450s. Okay. My second spot for 450s, I have Chase Sexton. And I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this pick right here, but hear me out. Should have won the Supercross, but he still got second. He did all the rounds, boneheads moments for sure, but he still got second. Hey, he still got second. We don't even have the winner of the Supercross in our list, okay? He still got second, okay?
That's fair.
Moto, 100% should have gone in for goggles a lap prior and probably doesn't crash. But then when he came back, he beat all three guys, all of these guys, multiple times. Goes out and dominates at Washougal. He dominates Ironman before he yard sales himself in Moto 2. I mean, he is the second best guy in the world when he is on. Like, he beat Jet, he beat Hunter, he beat Tomac, he beat all of those guys in Supercross. Like, and he basically raced a lot more than Tomac, because Tomac didn't do Supercross, all of them. So, just in general, I think personally, and everybody knows that Chase is most likely the guy right now that can challenge Jet Lawrence, in my opinion. I think he's the only guy that can. So, I mean, we saw it this year. He was the only guy that can straight up beat him.
Dude, I don't know. Hunter, though, bro.
Hunter's great, but Jet's beating Hunter every single time if they start 1-2.
Wait, where do you have Hunter? What place do you have Hunter?
Third. I have third.
Okay.
So he's right behind him. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Hunter's great, and he's going to be right behind Chase, but Hunter ain't beating Chase when Chase is on outdoors. And we still haven't seen Hunter put on Supercross like Chase can. So,
yeah, I mean, Supercross is fair. I don't know.
Just in general, Chase is number 2, and he ain't number 2 in my eyes. My second place for 250s, I have Kyle Wolf. I love the guy. He's freaking fantastic. He just won MX2 Nations. Next year will be the best 250 guy in the world. I really do believe that. He technically is already, because he won the Nations class. Technically, he is the best 250 guy in the world.
I think both those are fair. I mean, it's so hard. Once you get up, we're like really nitpicking here. Like the top 5 is really like, if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen, right? I have Kai for my 250 number 2. He ate that lead up. He just absolutely bodied everybody. Although listen, I think Sacha was getting that overall if Sacha didn't crash, but Sacha crashed. I think Kai just absolutely bodied everybody at Nations. He took a huge gap, like you said, 60, 70 points or something down to the final race. if that doesn't say that you're better than the guy that you're racing, I don't know what does. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, Langenfelder got it done. That's all that really matters. He's the one cashing the check. From what I saw, I think Kai is very much the real deal. For number 2, 450s, it's got to be Hunter. Now,
Hunter.
I understand your point of didn't finish Supercross.
When Chase came back, he beat him.
The only thing I'm saying, bro, is next year. I know this isn't about next year, but I really think that I think Hunter is the second best guy at Nations. I think he proved that. Do I think if Jet had to win that moto, he would have? Yes. But
I think if Chase is there too, Chase is beating Hunter. You're telling me that Chase in that open class isn't beating Hunter when it's only Chase and Hunter?
It's so...
we just saw what he did at Iron. He caught him. He caught him. Moto 1.
Chase is so... I feel like so hit or miss, though. I mean, a lot of the time he's hitting more. But, like, could I have seen Chase also get, like, 6th in that race? Yes.
Fair enough. We don't see Hunter do that, though.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, do I think that Chase could have gone out and smashed Hunter and been gone? Absolutely. Could he have gotten 9th? Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I think both of us can agree for number 1s.
Yeah.
It's Deegan and Jet.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody kind of figured that. I mean, why else? We haven't talked about them yet. I mean, for me, Deegan won the chip. He won the chip. Bonehead move in SMX. But let's be real. Levi doesn't take him out. He most likely wins that, right? In my opinion, right? And so he's the best guy on the 250. I wish he didn't break his collarbone so we could see that in Nations. And Jet, he's an alien. I mean, even if he missed Supercross, he's still the best guy in the world, and it's not even close.
You cannot make a case for any other human being other than Jet for 450.
I can make a case. I can make a case.
It would
for Chase.
All right. Calm down. All right, buddy. If you had a good lawyer, you could make a case for Joe really close with Hayden. But again, if he doesn't get punted by Kitchen, he's winning all 3, and then it's a no-brainer. But yeah, I mean, I think Hayden and Jet.
I really do believe this. If Deegan doesn't go down at round 3 of SMX, Chase doesn't go down. And we would have our star team going into Motocross Nations. Would it make a difference? Probably not, honestly. We'd probably still get second. Like, very closer to first, obviously. But, like, I still think we would have got second. But I really do believe that. Because I think it's like a domino effect. So, but we'll never know. That's why we go racing. But, yeah, that's our top 10. I mean, we could have gone on for, like, another hour giving you top 20s here. But there's just too many riders to pick
from. He wanted to do top 20. And I'm like, it's going to be a 4-hour video. So we should have got it down to top 10.
Hey, it would have been sick. But yeah, so those are our rankings to end the year. I mean, let's be real. Everybody's great. All right. And Doc said this multiple times. You can make a case for anybody being in different spots. But what we want you guys to do, go in the comment section. First off, hit the like button. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. But then go to the comment section. Write a comment giving us your top 10 for both classes. And then tell us why we're wrong, okay? I want to hear why you think we're wrong. And not just say we're stupid. Give us an actual reason.
Yeah, don't just tell us the truth. Explain it.
So, yeah, do that. But, yeah, and going forward, we have a lot of plans going forward for the off season. For example, this weekend we have Australian Supercross, so we're going to do a little reactions to that. Got World Supercross coming up. We're going to have a pod out every week. We're going to be talking about silly season, preseason. We're going to have hopefully we're going to have some riders on here talking about them, about their life, riding, etc., their season, stuff like that. So be on the lookout for all that. But make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. I'm glad to have Doc back. Shout out to the boy Scott for filling in. Shout out to the boy Scott for filling in.
He did so good. I messaged him. I watched all the stuff. He did really good. Looked like he had a lot of fun too.
Yeah, so very, very grateful for that. And yeah, with that being said, roast us in the comment section for our top 10. So we'll be back next week for another pod, but we'll be back this weekend for some reactions. So much love, guys. Stay safe, and we're out.
Bye.